the stream. Stream looks good.
Yeah, it looks really good on my crappy computer too, so it's looking good.
Good.
I don't know why, but that's the best I have ever seen it.
I got a new computer. So it should look a little better.
Looks awesome. Good job.
Alright, I'm going to restart it and roll the intro. Alrighty. Hello, race fans. Welcome to Season 32, Round 9 from Road Atlanta. Hey, Jack.
How you doing tonight, Jake?
Good.
Getting ready for 49 laps of Road Atlanta. I'm loving this track. Lots of elevation changes and some tricky twisty bits through the S's and big dynamite straightaway, so going to see lots of action tonight.
For some reason I thought we had our Super Bowl today, but that must be next week.
Yeah, you had me all excited there, and I came in earlier today and took a quick look, and I didn't know what Jake was smoking, but it'd be nice if he shared some with us.
Well, sorry about that. Regular race then. That's kind of exciting though. I prefer it, to be honest, most of the time.
Yeah, Kirkbride, Hefner out first. Kirkbride, Hefner, and Parsons, first 3 cars out on the track there. Looks like we're going to have some pretty fast quali laps tonight. Parsons laying down a hot one out of 120.143, but we saw some quicker times in practice. Yeah, a little bump there. I guess just keeping him on his toes.
Hefner looking wiggly.
Wiggly? He's cutting grass out there.
Yep.
Well, you know, a very interesting track. You know, corner 1 is a real fast right-hander up the hill to 2 and 3, and back downhill through the S's, and that's always exciting going through there. Especially if you get a freight train going through there, it's going to be super exciting, and I expect to see a couple of offs there. Corner 7 is really critical as it leads on to the big long uphill straightaway in the back. Corner 3 is the one marked for cuts. 6 cuts there is going to put you down a lap, so take it easy on corner 3, guys. So where are you on track there, Jake?
Watching Salem.
That's one corner there where they all bunch up here, and coming up the hill, you really got to just mash right on that power and hold her down all the way through. Nice line by Salem there. Whoa. Pops up into provisional pole. Good ride, Junior. But look how close it is to Parsons. What is that? 4 1/1000ths away?
Right.
It's crazy. And again, right now, Andrew Warner's sitting in provisional P3. So Warner having a great season this year in that Corvette teamed up with David Poole. But Parsons on a hot one. Holy jumping. Boom! 119,786.
And nobody's even close to that.
Well, I had seen Parsons break the 120 mark in practice, so he has that Porsche trimmed out perfectly for Road Atlanta. And of course, we got some penalties. The pit wizard, Chris Moses, he trashed Werner in the last race, so he's got a no qual. Very infrequently that I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen Moses with a no qual. Ricker trashed Moses, he's got a no qual. And Kobus crashed into Olsen, he's got 20 kgs. And Kobus, Olsen, and Calderon all have at faults, which just accumulate, but they're all getting close to the penalty marker there on that. So lots of action last week at Mexico.
Yeah. There were a lot of collisions. Andrew Werner's on a fast lap, so is David Maros. We just watched David move up to 3rd place.
Yeah, both Parsons and Werner up into 2nd now. Holy jumping, that's a nice fast lap there, almost a 120 flat. So a good lap by Andrew Werner to put him into provisional 2nd. Montgomery's carrying 20 kg. And Zach Hefner's got 30K. Peter Zavo is carrying 50 kilos. Holy jumping, that's just insane. Jeremy Bryant's got 20. Kevin Lekmansky's got 40. Cobus de Villiers got 20K. Man, that 50K though, that's just insane. Sort of explains why he's down there provisionally in 10th right now. Still, decent time at 120.699. And again, you know, we've got the top 10 drivers within 1 second of each other. Very, very competitive out here in this Thursday Night League, and all the drivers are lots of good close racing, because even though the top 10 are within a second, you know, the next 10 drivers are within a second of each other as well. So lots of close racing I expect tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's also a little bit shorter track than we're used to, so being some traffic, some lapped cars, see how that plays into it. Ian Jolagor's had no practice. So we'll see where he ends up.
Yeah, he was doing decent in the you know, pre-race moments there, so I'm sure he'll get that Porsche going. Our sort of our resident shoe, you know, drive any car, any track, anytime. Holy jumping!
I wonder if Moses Areza gave him a setup.
Oh, I'm sure, you know, a lot of, you know, just for some of you other guys out there, you know, everybody around here is pretty benevolent when it comes to setups. I mean, you know, your top competitors, you might not get some of the tricks of the trade out of them, but you slower drivers, don't feel unabashed talking to some of these faster drivers for some tips and tricks. Not that it's ever helped me, but I mean, they're always there willing to give you some help. Yep. Not too bad in the 125.07, so he's in the well within the top 10 right now. And it looks like he's taking her for another one.
Ah. Interesting to see what he can accomplish here in Sector 1. Last lap of Sector 1 was his worst sector. And Sector 2 was very fast, so he's really going right over the curbs, and he's got the same Sector 1 time as he did last lap, so I'm not sure what that's about. Oh, he almost loses it there. ruins that lap.
And pulls the plug.
Yep. What Zabo can do here with 60 kilograms, or 50 kilograms, excuse me.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's 10 gallons of fuel.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight.
But, you know, finishing fifth or worse, and he'll shed some of that weight off. So we're probably dying to get rid of some of that. It can't be fun dragging that around. That would be the equivalent to have your wife in the passenger seat. There you go. So he does. Ian's got PMR set up. Thanks, guys out there. I keep my eye on your board there in the chat room. Welcome. Glad to have you with us tonight. If you want to see something, just punch it in there. We'll probably ignore you, but we'll try and get it on.
Right.
Parsons coming around to finish a hot one. No better.
Yep.
So, driver standings. Well, we got about 10 minutes left in this. Parsons is out in front with 117, with Hefner right behind him at 112. Brad Maris at 109, Peter Zabo at 103, and Peter's going to have his work cut out tonight to stay close tonight. Kevin Kirkbride with 88, and Montgomery Jr. with 82. Moses with 76, Olson with 75, David Poole with 75 as well, and John Ludden with 71. Round out your top 10 in the Drivers' Points Championship. And just a little FYI, your sponsors tonight: Evolve Talent Agencies, Fog Studios, Snowden Studios, and Morrison Lee are bringing you tonight's action and every week's action as our resident sponsors. It looks like Andrew Werner is out there on a fairly hot one, but he's got tons of traffic in front.
Yep, I am picking up the front of that group. Brad is looking pretty quick as well. We've seen he and Al both turn really quick Sector 1 times.
And Werner pulls the plug on that lap. Too much traffic out there.
Brad those two. Then Montgomery Jr. hitting that rev limiter again at the end of the long straight.
Yeah, he just loves to ride that.
You must really know something we don't, Jack.
Yeah, he must be gaining something out of that. Yeah, someone's got a decent ride going right now.
Yep, that's who I'm watching currently.
Lots of PBs being thrown up there on the board.
Nobody beating Parsons, though. Or Werner, for that matter, or Kirkbride.
Yeah, those Audi engineers must just be squirming when they hear that rev limiter screaming. No better. So, provisionally right now, we only got 7 minutes left, but it's Parsons, Werner, Kirkbride, Montgomery, Taylor, and David Marosh.
Werner's going out with his teammate in front of him.
Yeah, I don't know. They might be trying to do a draft here.
Yeah, I'm watching that. We'll see if that works out for him.
They were out together in the last lap, and then they pulled the plug on it, but...
Wow. It's the fastest lap for him, but it's not faster than Parsons. Do you have another one in him?
Yeah,
nope.
You know that lap by Parsons. I don't know if you can get much better than that.
That was incredibly fast. Andrew Werner's going out again. Take a look at Kirkbride, see what he can do in Sector 3. And across the line.
Brad Maris just popped it up.
Second.
Popped it up into, yeah, Kirkbride put it into second, and Brad Maris put his car into fourth.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a great. He broke the 120 mark, so he's in the 119s as well. Good lap, Kevin.
Expecting Ian Jolagor to move up as well.
Ian's got a pretty good lap going right now.
Yeah, he does. Definitely an improvement, just a question of how much. And also looking quick as well. Tomorrow's through Sector 3.
Pops it up 3 spots into P6. A little bit of mayhem there. Well, it's if that's any indication, it is definitely going to be a barn burner tonight.
Yeah.
The first couple of laps are going to be squirrely, that's for sure. Yeah, like I was saying, there's lots of personal bests being set out there tonight, so they're really concentrating and doing their best here on this qualifying session. Who are you watching?
I just picked up Sam Rolfe. I picked up David Poole as he was very much off track. Looks like Peter Zabo's looking to improve on his time. Rolfe having trouble in Sector 2. Waiting behind traffic, it looks like.
Yeah, that second sector for David Poole just didn't work out. He is 2.5 seconds off the pace there, so if he's got enough fuel, he'll do a third lap. Brad Maris coming around to the final turn here. If he's got a hot third sector, he might just grab third. No.
Yep, he's going to have his work cut out for him, improving on the lap he's got.
Well, if it stands the way it is right now, Parsons, Kirkbride, Werner, and Maris, and David Maris, it is going to be a lot of action at the front of that grid tonight.
Right.
Oh, Ricker Vision says it's going to be a messy one. Well, it might be. You know, they're going to have to show some caution going at the start there. Turn one, and then getting through those S's. They just have to be patient. It is definitely not a place to pass down through there, although lots of guys try and force the issue.
Brad looking good this lap. Just as that's Werner. No, Salem Montgomery Jr. up to second place. Brad up to fourth, ahead of Werner. Werner was in second 5 minutes ago. Now he's really got to put one together, and just as I say that, he bounces off the curb and ruins this lap. Werner's done. Wow.
Yeah, that was a good lap. It's absolutely crazy that they're within 0.3 of a second of each other from first to sixth position, almost first to seventh position. Yeah, that's just wild. And you know who's off server practicing right now? Is Moses.
Yep, you bet your butt.
Yeah, I had a little chat with everybody tonight before the race, and Chris definitely has his work cut out for him, starting at the back. So that's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. I don't think it's going to play out well, though, at this track.
No, these guys were excited for this one, Jack. As you can see, we've got 21 guys in 2 seconds in qualifying, which means he's got 21 guys that are reasonably close to the pace, not so close that he can't pass him, at least all but 14. But the 14 guys in 1 second there, 15 guys in 1 second, that's quite a challenge. Get by all those fast guys.
Yeah, there's 15 guys who have put the laps in. Of course, it is, as you said, it's always been one of my favorite tracks, and obviously these guys like it too, and they put the practice in, and it's starting to show out there.
Yes,
and that goes for all Thursday night. I mean, the grid's incredibly close, let's face it. 3 seconds from first to the last place driver. We don't see that on Monday nights.
Right. Nope.
So Sean Ricker has left left the chat room. He was up on the chat room while qualifying was going, as he's got a no qual as well. So might as well
yeah,
get back in his car, get suited up.
Not going to practice, that is. Okay, so, wow. So Salem's going to run softs again, because that's what he does. And Brad's going to run softs, looks like. And other than that, we got lots of mediums. Hefner will switch to mediums. Everybody else is going to run mediums.
Just a little FYI, 17 personal bests were set out there at that track in this qualifying session.
Yep, not surprised. Sergio Sergio's the other side of the pack, but Salem switched to mediums. So everybody's on mediums except for Hefner's going to switch to mediums. Sergio might try softs. We'll see what he decides with that.
Sergio's gone over to the mediums.
Yep, okay. Just pretty much what I expected.
Everybody, just Hefner right now on the softs.
He's leaving the server and coming back because he forgot to change tires. So that's a good reason. Gonna need those. Gonna need those medium tires for sure.
Well, it is definitely interesting, and going to be an interesting and very entertaining race tonight. In the team championships, we've got podium with Hefner and Kirkbride in front with 200 points. PMR, Parsons, and Moses with 193. Got to go by Al Merriman and Brad Maris at 165. Turbo Nerds, Peter Szabo and David Marosh at 158. And David Marosh missed a couple of races there. You know, had his mother sleeping in his bed. So they were down at 158, and that's too bad. They would have been right up there. And right. 05 Motorsport with Poole and Werner at 118. So Turbo Nerds hurting. They didn't get anybody to shoe in for them and pick up some points, which was too bad.
Yeah, so glad to see David back on the grid. He is always a pretty spectacular driver to watch. Hefner struggling with the 30 kilograms. I guess that's from getting second? Maybe he got first last week. I don't remember.
No, he got second. He got second place last week.
Right. Szabo, I think, got first. So 10th. That's better than last, where Chris Moses is in terms of the team championship, but it's not great for podium hunters because that's not, you know, right in the middle of all those cars is not a great place to be.
You know, the top half of the pack, I think, is going to be not bad. You know, we might see one or two of the drivers get pushed out of the way, but definitely not as bad as having to weave your way through 24 cars down through those S's there. It's just going to be crazy. And at the end of that long straightaway, on that first and second lap, it's going to be jammed up down there. Right.
All right, we got about 3 minutes left, so I'm going to start running through the order. We got Parsons up front for the first time this season, I think, because we haven't seen tracks that really suited the Porsche. This looks to be one, at least for Parsons. Ian Jolicoeur in 7th place is the next Porsche on the list, and of course Moses, of course, didn't qualify. Salem Montgomery is down to 20 kilograms of success ballast, and he got his Audi up to 2nd place. Going to start on the medium tire this week, not the softs, although he does claim to know some soft secrets on that Audi. Kevin Kirkbride will start in 3rd place, so the team championship leaders here, podium hunters. Brad Mary starting 4th, Andrew Werner starting 5th. David Morrow starts 6th, Ian Jolicoeur will start in 7th. Matt Taylor starts 8th. Jonathan Cuppett starts 9th. Zach Hefner starts 10th. Do you have a working scoreboard, Jack?
Al Merriman in 11th, Jesse Olson in 12th, David Poole in 13th, and Peter Szabo Carrying that potato sack of 50 Ks is in 14th. Sam Rolfe in 15th. Dan Thorpe in 16th. Bjorn Heyman in 17th. Kevin Lekmatsky in 18th. Jeremy Bryant in 19th. And Iggy Chordia in 21st. Or in 20th, sorry.
Ah, perfect. So Cobus de VA's in 21st. Trevor Snowden starting 22nd. David Zahn starting 23rd. John McIntyre 24th. Sergio Calderon will start 25th. Sean Ricker with his no qual will start 26th. That's me and you, and Chris Moses gets the short end of the stick all the way at the back of the pack, even behind us, Jack. Although that does mean he gets to start unimpeded.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to hit drive or anything. I'm just going to sit here. That'll throw me into the pit, won't it?
Then we'll disappear, yep. We'll just disappear.
Ah, boy. Okay, we're all set. We're good to go.
Yep. Cool. We got a minute to go on the countdown. We got pretty big space in between the cars here, but not pretty big space width-wise along the start-finish straight here. They can go.
Yeah, those first two corners and down the S's is keep your eyes there, folks. It's going to be very interesting in this first lap, and I'm not going to be surprised to see a couple of guys out into the grass.
They can certainly go 3 wide if they cooperate, but 4 wide here would be a mistake. Would be
3 wide. What? You're watching too much NASCAR. 2 wide is going to be insanity going through those S's. So Parsons going to be able to hang on to it. Salem going to be able to take it, or Kevin Kirkbride going to be in there? What about Brad Maris or Andrew Werner? We will see shortly.
We will. It's us. Here we go. All right. Looking clean for the most part. Wow, looks good so far. Uh-oh, smoke at the back. Looks like Bjorn Heyman's off. And he gets it together.
Back on.
Yep. All right.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, they're
not bad, boys. Not
pretty
bad.
Good. It's Jesse Olsen battling for P11. P12, that is. Oh, Parsons. Looking a little wide at the top of the hill. Wow, that was a fast lap from Parsons.
Yeah, on full fuel, that definitely is a good lap. But, you know, Junior, Kirkbride, and Brad Maris all keeping him honest.
Right, yeah. So we got Parsons, Montgomery, Kirkbride, that's Brad Marys, Andrew Werner, Ian Jolicoeur moved up to 6th. David Morrow's in 7th.
We got a whole, I got a whole board of red here, so they're all still really close
Taylor,
together.
Cuppet, Hefner, Al Merriman, Jesse Olsen, David Poole, Zabo, Rolf, Thorpe, Bryant. That was like Mansky, a little bit behind. We got a battle for first we got to keep our eye on. Although it looks like Parsons might be able to get a little bit of a gap out there.
Well, if Parsons is probably just hoping that Kirkbride can catch up to Salem Montgomery and put a fight in there. which will slow both of them down and maybe give him a little bit of legs to stretch out.
Oh, Matt Taylor.
Yep. Having a look at David Barros there, and Cuppet and Taylor running nose to tail.
Lamborghini versus Lamborghini.
Now, I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like David Poole has slipped back to 24th, so something happened back there. No action going on back there, but he did slip back there.
Moses is making his way past Dan Thorpe. Up to 18th after 4 laps is Chris Moses.
Well, we knew he'd be on a tear, and we knew it wouldn't be easy. But, you know, no disrespect to those drivers there, but they know who the quick guys are, and they're pretty courteous on if you've got pace, you know, they'll let you get through pretty cleanly.
Right.
So Dan let Moses slip by, but he's showing a lot of back bumper to
Taylor. Oh no!
Oh, coming off. Big backward slide into the wall.
Looks like that was a collision between Maros, Cuppet, and Taylor. We got a potential problem here as all these drivers stack up, some of them with damage, some of them with dirty tires. Cuppet keeping it clean on the inside there, and these guys are getting through okay.
Well, they're getting through okay. We're all bunched up. You know, Bryant, Cuppet, Taylor, Letmansky.
Oh, Maros on the inside of Hefner, looking at it, thinking about it. Oh, that's Al, excuse me.
And Chris Moses is taking advantage of that schmozzle, and he is caught up to this pack of drivers. So this it's like a wolf pack here. Little bumping and just
Chris Moses off.
Off into the grass. Oh,
wow. Good save there by Moses.
And Cobus DeVilliers gets bumped off by Kevin Lekmansky, and he's off in the grass. Whoa, Bjorn Heyman spins it. Oh, and Johnny McIntyre slides through. Oh, my goodness. David Poole. Whoa, what? Oh, man, they're all over the track. So, Poole and Cobus both came together. Poole punched it. It's just that's enough for me. Cobus is BMW. We've seen this before. Cobus's car smashed to pieces, so he'll try and keep that going. But holy jumping. Back up there with that Chris Moses group there in 15, 16, 17. They're still nose to tail and giving her. But the race leaders are still giving each other, giving them a race.
Chris Moses is trying to make his way around Kevin Lekmansky and Abe Wozniak. He takes the middle. Oh. Wow.
Well, good on Lekmansky.
Yeah.
You know, that could have been ugly. Sean Ricker up the inside now.
Wow, what a race back here at the back.
Well, you cover the action back there. I'm just going to keep my eyes on these guys up front, make sure we don't miss anything too dramatic. But these guys are pretty spaced out at the front here.
Got it.
still lots of action going back there. 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yep.
And you might want to jump up onto Kevin Kirkbride right now.
Okay, taking it to Salem Montgomery Jr. for P2.
And, you know, Salem's not probably driving in his rearview mirror, but he's got to be aware that Kirkbride is just looking for the slimmest of openings here.
Right.
Yeah, they're definitely matching themselves in pace here. Aaron Parsons, Salem Montgomery Jr., and Kevin Kirkbride riding the rails right now.
Yep,
Peter Zabo looking to make a pass on Al Merriman.
Well, Kevin went right over that curb. Hard to believe that's his line, but it didn't lose him much time. It did actually. Losing a couple tenths.
Yeah, he's been taking that the top of the hill after the S's there. He's been taking that rather wide.
Looks like Peter Zabo's coming under some fire from Jesse Olson.
And Peter Zabo's trying to catch up to Al Merriman in 9th. So we got Merriman in 9th, Zabo in 10th, and Jesse Olson in 11th.
You'd expect, Jack, but remember with 50 kilograms, Zabo qualified back here, so he's really just hanging on to these positions.
Well, he's doing a great job if he's just hanging on. I think he's doing more than that. I think he's driving the crap out of that car. 50 kilograms is a lot of weight.
That is a lot of weight.
Big Al Merriman coming under the heat from Peter Zabo. Oh, and back in 12th, 13th, 14th, you got Matt Taylor. They're too wide. Sam Rolfe and Matt Taylor.
Oh, Sam gets...
this is not going to end. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was going to end well.
Hop forward because Ian Jolicoeur is actually closing the gap to David Maros. I've never seen a Porsche. I've never seen a Porsche close on a Lamborghini in the straight, and as I say that, he stops closing. But he is so very close.
He is looking for a way around, but it's going to be a tough one to get around.
Yeah, for sure.
Still some good battles going on there. You know, Al Merriman and Peter Zabo are battling it out. A little farther back, Chris Moses up to 14th is still in a battle and not really closing too much on Matt Taylor, but he's sandwiched between a couple of Lambos.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about in qualifying. You know, 14 of those guys were in 1 second of the qualifying lap, and if you're not a second a lap faster than somebody, it's gonna be difficult to pass him. So we'll see if Chris Moses can move any farther forward here. But I mean, these guys are so close to his pace that he's going to have to pass every one of these cars ahead of him on merit if he gets to them. So.
Yeah, and you can see, you know, on every lap here that we've been turning, Salem closes up on the straightaways, but Eiran Parsons opens a gap up a little bit going through the twisty bits of the track. So the Porsche handling real well.
Yeah.
Under the control of Eiran Parsons and keeping Salem Montgomery at bay. But if Salem can tuck up tight and get a good run off that that last corner before the straightaway, you know, and get in Parsons drafted. Oh, Salem, big slide.
Wow.
And there goes Kirkbride. Kirkbride by to take P2.
Thinking fast by Kirkbride to get by there. That was.
So Salem must be running that car right on the edge of control.
He must be.
But you know, kudos to him. You know, that's the first little mistake we've seen him make. You know, tonight and in the last few races. So very uncharacteristic of his last performances here at NAGP. But closing the gap up behind Salem is Brad Maris.
Matt Taylor tries the inside of Sam Rolfe, the inside and then the outside. Chris Moses going to follow through. It's crowded. Moses off again, but keeps one tire on it and hangs into it.
Well, we've seen Moses out there mowing the grass a couple of times.
Yeah.
And Chris Moses' Porsche is sponsored by John Deere tonight. Nothing runs like a Deere. Well, he's had that thing out in the green a couple of times. We've seen that tonight.
He has. That's definitely intentional. Oh.
So quite a freight train going out there, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
Sam Rolfe, Chris Moses, Scott
attempt at a pass soon. Chris Moses looking for the inside. Sam Rolfe says, Chris Moses can take the inside here. Oh, looks like he executed that well. Sam Rolfe, I think, might have done his usual bit there.
Well, the BMW seems to have some legs on that Porsche, though.
Sure does, yeah.
And Sam's got Lambo up his exhaust pipe right now.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah, I was just looking at the lap times there of Salem Montgomery Jr., and that was the one. He's only made one little mistake so far in this race, put him down from second to third. So good drive up there on the front, but they're getting themselves spaced out. Looks like Parsons is creeping on, maybe.
That was
Moses off again.
Well, Sergio Calderon lost control of the vehicle and was sliding off ahead of those guys, so they didn't really, I think they were kind of reacting there. I don't think they got any damage, though, so that's very good.
Oh, Chris's car looks pretty good. Just did a quick spin. Oh, and Sergio looks like he's off in the grass. So maybe there is some damage there.
Well, he just got out of the pits. He probably did hit a wall, though.
So, 15 out of 49. Parsons, Kirkbride, Montgomery, Brad Maris, Andrew Warner, David Marosh, and Ian Joliker. Hefner, Al Merriman, and Zabo. And that's... Kirkbride is really trying to take it to Parsons.
Kirkbride's closing that gap.
Yeah, this is exactly where Kirkbride wants to be right now, right up in behind this Porsche. And we'll see if the Glickenhaus can pull this Porsche uphill on this straightaway. Parsons must have that Porsche just trimmed right out.
I wonder.
So Jesse Olsen has gotten by Peter Zabo for P10, and I'm not sure if Peter made a mistake or if Olsen's Ferrari is just a little quicker, but we know Peter's carrying all that weight.
Yeah. But entirely possible that Peter just made some kind of mistake in the chase of Al Merriman. See if Jesse makes his way up to Al now. He does.
So everybody on the chat room's got their favorites out there. Parsons, PMR, rooting for Salem. Everybody rooting for somebody out there. Kirkbride is in front. Parsons must have had a trouble.
Uh-oh.
Kirkbride is taking the lead. Montgomery in second. Maris in third. So Aaron Parsons has put it off track. Yep, that cost him 4 seconds in that last lap.
Yuck. Shame we missed it. I was keeping an eye on Olsen and Peter Zabo to see if Peter could take his place back with that 50 kilograms.
Brad Maris takes it off, and Parsons goes by, so Parsons retakes P3. Werner gets by Maris as well. So, the pressure's getting to the boys up front. So it looks like the boys have got their work cut out for them now. Parsons is down by 3.3 seconds. So he's lost almost 4 seconds to the race leader, who is now Kevin Kirkbride.
I thought Kirkbride might take the lead, but I did not expect that Parsons would make a mistake.
Well, you know, when they're turning like 121 flats in race trim, that is pretty quick, so anything can happen there.
Yeah.
I mean, those laps on medium tires, you know, with race fuel loads, are not too far off their qualifying times. With a little bit of a bobble is let Brad Maris tuck up and behind him.
Brad looking really fast here. Gets off the gas early. Like that's
whoa, and joining traffic, but that was well done by Kobus.
Yep.
Werner a little messy up the top of the hill there. Recovered very well, though.
A little further back, Ian Jolicoeur still trying to get by David Morrison, who looks very close. Oops. Dreaming of the inside line.
And he is. Yep. He's tucked up in behind him. I don't know if he's close enough for a draft. It just looks like that Lambo's got bigger legs down that straightaway, and Jolicoeur just can't grab a draft off him.
Right.
But this battle is going to get interesting. That is for sure.
Oh, looks like Matt Taylor let Chris Moses by.
Chris is hard charging tonight, picked up 12 positions so far.
We'll try and take the fight to Peter Zaba with 50 kilograms next. Now that will be interesting.
So 20 out of 49, another 4 or 5 laps. We should see them all dash in for a little refreshment and fuel, tires, and maybe some repairs.
Yeah, we can run through the order cars on track before these guys all run into the pit stops and screw us up. Kevin Kirkbride's running around in first place. Dale Montgomery Jr. is about a second and a half behind him. That gap's pretty steady. Eiran Parsons working his way back up. He's currently in third. Andrew Werner is up to fourth place ahead of Brad Mary's in fifth. David Maros is in, ahead of David Maros is Kobus, 1 lap down, lapping around in 22nd. And then David Maros is in sixth place. Ian Jolicoeur is in seventh. Zach Hefner in eighth. Al Merriman ninth. Jesse Olson's in 10th. Peter Zabo's in 11th. Chris Moses is in 12th and closing that gap. Matt Taylor's in 13th. Sam Rolston 14th, getting harassed by Sean Ricker in 15th. Jeremy Bryant 16th. Kevin Legmansky 17th. John McIntyre is 18th. And Kevin Kirkbride's in the pits. Nope, that's me. Sorry. Sorry. McIntyre 18th. Bjorn Heyman 19th. Dan Thorpe 20th. And Amy Jordy is in 21st. Copas 2 VA's in 18th, or 22nd, excuse me. And then Sergio Calderon's in 23rd. That was my car sitting in the pits.
And that's where it should be.
Absolutely. If I have to have one, it needs to sit there.
And back in 14th, Sam Rolfe. Sean Ricker looks like he's going to try and put a pass on that BMW. Having a look on the inside.
Over under.
Side-by-side action here.
Oh! Oh, a little bump there.
Swapping paint. And it looks like Sean might finally secure that P14.
And now Sean Ricker's got to deal with Jeremy Bryant. Another Ferrari.
Yeah, Sam Rolfe is, I think he is sandwiched between a pair of them right now.
Brad Werner.
Absolutely, coming up the top of the hill. The left, the right, and down through the S's.
Lap traffic ahead, that's Sergio Calderon. He's 4 laps down, really struggling tonight is Sergio. I'm not sure what that's about.
And nothing Sergio can do other than just, you know, try and hold his line there. Oh, 3 wide, 3 wide. And Brad slides through.
Wow, good pass there by Brad, using the traffic to make it work.
Yes,
there.
Absolutely. A little unfortunate for Andrew, though, you know, to come up to that traffic right at that spot. You know, nothing you can do through those S's. It's just, there's just not enough room to get side by side down there. And up the top of the hill, it just got a little squirrely there, but good racing there. So Parsons has gotten by Salem Montgomery.
Absolutely right.
We saw this picture for the first few laps of the race. So we're going to keep your eye there, up front there, because this lap they should be going into the pits.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah, Salem.
Sorry, laughing in the chat.
Yeah, I see that too. I don't know if it was a cheap move or not. I mean, yeah, it might be. It's a crappy way to give up in position, but hey, it happens.
Didn't Werner get by Marys in a traffic incident? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't care. So Salem Montgomery Jr. looked to be closing the gap to Parsons. He's not now because Parsons went through a curvy section and left him again. But, oh, Jolicoeur still behind David Maros. He's been behind David Maros for a while, and I keep picking up this fight to see if anything's going to happen here. But we'll have to see how these guys come out of pit stops. Parsons versus Montgomery. Currently Parsons is ahead, and then Jolicoeur versus Maros. Currently Maros is ahead.
Kirkbride stays out. Parsons stays out.
Wow, really?
Montgomery in the pits. And I just want to give a little shout out here. John McIntyre throwing down 3 personal bests during this race. So Montgomery in on lap 24. So he's going to do a 24 and 25. And looks like the other race leaders. Jolicoeur's in as well.
Right.
But it looks like the others are going to do a 25-24.
Right. Kirkbride.
Moses in the pits.
Kirkbride's coming up on Matt Taylor, who's in 18th. What happened there?
I'm not sure. Obviously, he's had some problems there because he was fighting with Moses, but you know, there's not a lot of big. Well, there is to Taylor now, but he was in the fight with Moses and the rest of them. So Kirkbride coming around, looks like he's going to do his pit in. Okay, another PB by Johnny Mack. Way to go, Johnny. Some
of the guys at the back are also doing stop at the end of 24 laps, and they'll go 25 on their last stint.
So Kirkbride's in. Montgomery is just starting the uphill in the big back straightaway, so we'll see where they come out.
Brad Mary's is in. Parsons stayed out, huh? Interesting.
Yes, indeed he did. So obviously he's thinking he's got some clean track up ahead, maybe.
Well, yeah, he does.
Maybe take a lighter load.
Matt Taylor's about lapped, but he's nothing to worry about. You know he's on the pace. So, yeah. Kirkbride then, the fastest of the guys after pit stop. Salem Montgomery Jr. doesn't really gain any time on him.
Nope, he's 2 seconds back.
But where did Parsons end up in this mess?
Don't know.
Oh, no, right. He hasn't pitted yet. No, right. Shortly. Absolutely right. Confusing me with this off strategy here. Parsons into the pits. So Kirkbride is going to come around, and we will see who is lapped and who is not at that point, as we've all done our pit stops now.
Yep, Kirkbride Montgomery just starting uphill on the big back straightaway.
40 seconds was the gap when Parsons stopped.
Parsons is rolling, but I bet you Kirkbride's going to beat him out there.
I think you're right. I don't know. Parsons is out of the speed limited area. He's ahead. Parsons is ahead. But for how long? Parsons retakes the lead of the race. Well, I guess he already had, but he keeps the lead of the race after his pit stop.
Traffic just at the worst spot, too.
It's Bjorn Heyman.
And a real tough spot for Bjorn there. Boy, that played into Parsons' hands perfectly, but I'm sure Bjorn will give him room to run there. And Kirkbride can maybe grab a little bit of a draft off of Bjorn going up the hill here.
We'll see about that, but going off the line. There we go.
I actually think that worked out there.
That did work out pretty good. Didn't lose much time for Parsons there.
And Salem is back, 3 seconds back. Oh, Dan Thorpe and Bjorn Heyman come together. Bjorn Heyman took out. Oh, he's just taken out Salem Montgomery. Salem backwards on the main straightaway, backs it into the wall.
That's not good for Salem.
No, but you know, hey, lap traffic. I mean, you know, you're overtaking. I always say that the overtaking car has got to drive around these guys.
He's not going to make it back around. It looks like. Nope.
So that changes the whole dynamics up front. Parsons, Kirkbride, Maris, Warner.
Right. No
David Maros, Jolicoeur, Hefner, Al Merriman in 8th, Olson in 9th, and Szabo in 10th. And Moses putting the squeeze on Szabo. boy, side by side here. And looks like Chris is going to tuck up for a draft on Peter Szabo, and it's no wonder. I mean, Peter with 50K, I mean, that Porsche has got to be faster right now. Whoa, side by side, swamp and paint.
Oh, I just picked up the battle between Chris Moses and Peter Szabo. And Chris Moses only inside this time. Peter Szabo the one off going the grass a little bit. And he keeps it together and stays ahead. He's got 50 kilograms, but he can certainly still race here. I knew he wouldn't give up this spot easily.
Nope, they've been duking it out since going down the straightaway.
Parsons losing time up front, not sure what that's about. Uh-oh, Szabo off track, loses that spot to Chris Moses. Oh, and Chris Moses goes off track. What? Wow.
Well, they've been swapping that back and forth, and I'm sure that fight's not over.
Wow.
Got another guy off track. Who was that? That looks like Calderon. Sergio Calderon's in the wall. Getting her back going again.
Sergio Calderon's still behind 3 guys that have already DNF'd, so yeah, I don't know. He's really struggling today. Who's that dealing with it now? It looks like that's Szabo.
That's Ian Jolicoeur and David Merrill, who just went by Sergio.
Oh, okay. Right. Yep.
So Parsons out in front almost by 2 seconds now in front of Kirkbride, and then a big gap back to Brad Maris. So Brad's got some clean air there, and we know this guy's consistency is like nuts.
Right.
You know, I've never seen a guy running like 99.83 or something on his win that time, and that was just insane. So he's got some clean air, and he can just put the laps in. Werner is down a few seconds behind him, and then a big gap back to Jolicoeur and David Marosh, who are still continuing to battle for P5.
Yep.
Jesse Olsen is giving the gears to Big Al the Boss Merriman.
Gordon Heyman out.
And yeah, pulled the plug. Ian Jolicoeur tucked up in behind David Marosh, but he just can't pull that Lambo on the straightaway.
Nope. I'm gonna say if this goes on like this, something bad's gonna happen towards the end of the race. Anyway.
What with Jolicoeur and Marosh?
Well, you remember Kirkbride a couple races ago was behind Jolicoeur and couldn't get by and made a risky move at the end of the race, and there was some contact and everything. And you know, Ian didn't hold it against him at all. He said he had to do it. So certainly we know Ian's opinion on that sort of move. A little bit of a dive bomb on the last lap or so. He won't need it though if he can go around the outside. Wow!
Yeah, he went around the outside. Holy jumping! That was a drive around the outside. Holy smokes!
Yeah, no better place, I guess, to use the Porsche's cornering advantage if it has one. You assume it must, since you can look at David Morrow's taking that gap back in the straight. On the inside is Ian Jolicoeur. Quicker there, and then he can take the inside again, and he's pretty well safe. Or he's got the same situation you've seen with Parsons and Kirkbride, Parsons and Salem, where there's a faster car, but the Porsche can keep ahead, so we'll see.
A spectacular drive by both these guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just a little farther back, Chris Moses taking it to Peter Szabo.
Right.
And the same battle, you know, Porsche and Lambo.
Wow.
Szabo a little hairy on the exit of the top of the hill.
Moses inside.
Moses having a look on the inside.
Oh.
And you know what? I cannot believe, boy, those Porsches have got the handling all over these Lambos, because that's the second time we've seen a Porsche literally out corner the Lambo. But here comes the Lambo right back at him on the straightaway, so they just don't have a straight line speed.
Peter gets back by.
Well, at least Chris kept the John Deere in the black and not on the green this time.
Yeah, that'll help. Like David Maros is now behind Ian Jolicoeur and able to close the gap, so we're gonna watch this same battle happen in two places here. Chris Moses,
and just
watch
as
this.
an FYI, you're
Around the outside again, just like Ian did. Just like, oh, gets a little bit too much of it there.
yeah, a couple of good Porsche Lambo battles going on out there tonight.
Yeah, Jesse Olsen.
Big Al Merriman and Jesse Owens side by side, coming to the start-finish line. Jesse finally getting by Al Merriman.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and look up front.
Kirkbride all over the back of Parsons.
This race is heating up.
Indeed it is. But you know, Parsons' Porsche is about the only Porsche that the other cars aren't pulling. So he must have that thing just trimmed right out. Coming up to lap traffic in the S's. Johnny McIntyre up the top of the hill there. He'll try and stay out of the way. And Johnny braking earlier and let the race leaders through. Way to go, John. The consummate gentleman out there.
Kurt Joe's out.
Moses off track. Holy jumping. He has cut more grass tonight.
Yep.
David Marosh all over the back of Ian Jolicoeur going up the top of the hill for the start-finish line.
Good spot of the track for Ian. Let's hang on to it. Oh, actually, look at that. On the outside, Jolicoeur. Wow. Those Porsches really showing off today.
They are, you know, great drives by the Porsche drivers tonight, and this track is well suited for them.
Yeah.
Kirkbride cut back up to Parsons. Not an easy customer to catch, though.
No, not at all. Not an easy customer to pass, in particular.
Absolutely. So, some good battles going out there. David Marosh and Ian Jolicoeur, Kirkbride and Parsons. Moses and Zabo, they've been duking it out. Al Merriman and Jesse Olsen have been playing tag with each other all night long, so there's good racing out there right now.
Yeah, 12 laps to go, so...
Well, you know, the only lonely guy out there really is Brad Maris. You know, yeah. He's sitting out. He's got
Werner too,
like 10 seconds behind Kirkbride, and 5 to Werner, and Werner as well. Werner's in fourth, and you know, he's got lots of space between him and Jolicoeur behind him. So P3 and P4 just seem like. You know, it sometimes can be boring, just boring hot laps that you're putting in. Kevin Letmansky goes into the runoff area. Smart move. That is the move of the night. Way to go, Kevin. Got caught up at the top of the hill there and pulled into the runoff. It's the only driver, I'm going to give an award to Kevin for that. The only driver I saw do that.
Chris Moses is called back up to Zabo. He's flashing his lights.
Well, he can flash him all he wants. I don't think Peters wants to give up that spot.
Moses right under his bumper here for the straight. Wonder if Peter's figured out the Porsche strategy of running around the outside because he hasn't guarded the inside line at all. Here's one he might want to guard. Yeah, definitely. Guess not. Kirkbride loses some time to Parsons.
Well, Moses and Zabo really putting on a good show there.
Yeah, I've been staying here watching the gaps on the other guys.
Well, just as a FYI, not need to go there. There's almost 2 seconds now between Parsons and Kirkbride, and another 10 seconds back is Brad Maris. 5 seconds back is Werner, and then it's that David Marosh and Ian Jolicoeur battle, and you got David Marosh, Hefner, Olsen, Al Merriman in 9th, and then there's that battle for 10th, which is Zabo and Moses tucking right up behind him right now. Holy jumping. Might even give him a little bit of a push there. Looks like Chris is going to try and take that outside line.
He's going to be outside and then inside. If he can have better, yep, he's got that better cornering speed, but he's got to keep it on track, and then he's on the inside. Looks like he had to keep it out of Peter Zabo there.
Wow. Great positional awareness by those two drivers. Well, as Chris has been battling with Zabo, Matt Taylor is caught up to this battle here, and now he's going to have another Lambo to contend with.
Yeah. Well, Matt seemed to let Chris by a while back.
So, 42 out of 49.
You gotta wonder if Taylor will be saying, hey, you owe me that spot back.
Well, it looks like Taylor's got some, straight line speed on him. But these Porsches have been putting on quite the show here tonight at Road Atlanta.
Chris Moses picking the pace back up, I think. He had some trouble with his pace last lap.
Well, understandable. I mean, that's white knuckling kind of driving when you're nose to tail for that many laps.
A long battle with Peter Zabo.
But, hats off to Peter carrying that 50K, to be duking it out with, one of the speedier drivers around here at NAGP.
Well, and staying ahead at that, so yeah.
So, as everybody settled down there, why don't you give us a rundown there?
Yeah, let's do
as
that.
We near
got
the
Parsons
final.
Parsons in front. We'll do a track order starting from Parsons to see who's lapped and where they are in the order. Then Kevin Kirkbride behind him. Those guys can still see each other, but Parsons would have to make a mistake for him to get by. Then we got Kevin Lekmansky in 16th. He's one lap down, lapping behind those guys. Behind him is Brad Marys in 3rd. John McIntyre 17th, and then Andrew Warner 4th. Ian Jolicoeur is in 5th place behind a few lap cars there, so he'll be making his way past that traffic. David Maros is behind him in 6th. Zach Hefner in 7th. Jesse Olson in 8th. Al Merriman's in 9th place. Peter Sabo is in 10th. Chris Moses is lapping in 11th. And Matt Taylor, who looked like he almost lost it there, is in 12th. Then we got Sean Ricker in 13th. And Sam Roll 14th. Jeremy Bryant 15th rounds out the lead lap. And then still turning, we've got Lekmansky, McIntyre, Kobus, Duvier, and Iggy Jordia. So 19 cars still in this race. But as you said...
And that battle between Ian Jolicoeur and David Marosh is still going on.
It is, but it's quite stable. I'm going to be pretty surprised if Maros can close that gap and actually get up next to Ian here. Although we did see the Lamborghini win. Lamborghini versus Porsche for 10th place. Sabo won with 50 kilograms, so. Yeah,
and another late charger in the race with only 4 laps left. Al Merriman is trying to chase down Jesse Olson.
Well, certainly Brad and Al both looking pretty quick this race. Brad especially. We haven't talked about him because he's kind of by himself, but lapping around 3rd.
Yeah, you know, any of you drivers that are looking for help out there, feel free. Brad's our resident driving instructor. We haven't held driving school for quite a while now, but we used to run driving school in the off season, and Brad used to conduct them. And anybody looking for some tips, give Brad a PM. He's probably more than willing to help you out and improve your driving skills. So who are you following right now?
Looking at Al Merriman, but I may pick up the battle or the just the race here going on for 5th between David Maros and Ian Jolicoeur again. It looks like Jolicoeur.
Yeah, they've been duking it out all race, but it almost looks like they're sort of settling down, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Hefner's only a few seconds back of David Maros there, so he definitely won't want to make a mistake and give that position away.
Well, not anymore. David Maros is under the bumper of Jolicoeur. He was going into that turn. He is definitely pushing for to get that place late in the race here.
Yeah, and look for some action late on here too.
Wow.
Yeah, a little bit of a wide corner there for David Maros, but it looks like he might have it on Jolicoeur right now.
Jolicoeur going to the outside here because he knows, or the inside rather, he knows he can fare well though in that corner. fast.
She's going to have
part
a
of the
really
track.
good run
Yeah.
on him here.
Ian on the inside.
Boy,
wow.
Oh boy, they are nose to tail.
And Hefner has closed that gap and is now a part of this battle. Oh!
And a great drive by Hefner. Meros gets a little wide.
Big
Hefner's
bite of the
on
curb.
the inside.
Big bite of the curb. Is it enough?
Iggy takes it off. Give these guys lots of room.
Hefner gets by. Hefner on the outside, though. Oh, a little crowded.
Yeah, David Meros had to check up there a little bit.
So I'd say Ian Jolagor's safe now in 5th place because that was a great push by David Maros. He was right up there, but now he's got 2 cars. Now he's got Hefner to get by. And Hefner's got that Glickenhaus has got great straight line speed, just like David's car. So.
Yeah, boy, Hefner taking advantage of that opportunity there to snatch 6th place away from David Meros.
2 laps for these guys. We'll see if David can get his place
one
back.
in a bit. Parsons going up the hill on the back straightaway now.
Yeah, well, I'm in for this battle for 6th, 5th, 6th here.
Yeah, and you know these guys will be giving it there, but they've got a little bit of space between them now. So
yeah, I think you're right. They're pretty much where they're at.
Just a little bit of breathing room for the final lap.
Parsons crossed the line, starts the final lap. Yeah,
absolutely. So it looks like everybody's settled down a little bit there. Maybe Szabo and Chris Moses.
Wonder if that will heat up. Coming around the final corner now, start their final lap. But you know, we see Szabo with some really impressive pace. There's Jesse Olson. That was actually Matt Taylor.
And Parsons coming around. Last couple of corners.
Yep, there he goes across the line. 1st place for Parsons. 2nd place for Kevin Kirkbride. These guys finishing lap. That's Brad Mary's finishing 3rd. Werner 4th. Uh-oh. We got a battle between Hefner and Maros for 6th. Jolagor is going to come across the line and finish 5th, but can Hef hang on to 6th? Yes, he can. Wow.
And a bunch of them streaming through to finish. Meros, Olson, Al Merriman.
Wow.
Szabo, Moses.
But Olson didn't. I don't know why my timing and scoring showing David finishing 8th, but he finished 7th, and Jesse Olson finished 8th, I think, and then Al Merriman 9th, Szabo 10th. So yeah, then we're back to normal. Moses 11th, Taylor 12th. So.
All right, let's get our race winner up here. I moved him. I don't know where the heck I moved him to. I lost him.
You're good at that. He's he's in Broadcast Central, but we are in the Monday channel. So
yeah, well, we gotta move him to the
Monday.
Here we
go. Here he is. Here he is. He's here.
Ezra, do you copy?
Hey guys.
Great race.
Thank you. That was intense. It was an awesome battle with Kirkbride.
Yeah, you had some great drive out there, and boy, you just came out of the pits in time.
Yeah, I made a bit of a miscalculation on the fuel, and I accidentally put too much fuel in, but that worked out amazingly well. I can't believe how well it worked. I came out back in front of Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure looked great to us here. You know, to see that you're coming out just in front of them. I didn't know if you could carry the speed through it. But the Porsches look so dominant in the twisty bits tonight. All the Porsches, all the drivers in the Porsches. You guys must have had that thing set up perfectly.
Yeah, I think the Porsche was probably the best car at this track. It's mainly in anything that's high-speed corner, and especially when you've got corners that are joined together, like the whole first section of this track, one corner leads into the next. So the Porsche just kind of dominates that whole section. Although Kevin was really good at the uphill left-hander at the end of the S's. His car was really planted through there.
Well, you know, I did notice of all the Porsches out in the track, and not that you want to give anything away, but you must have had that Porsche trimmed out pretty good, because you were the only Porsche out there that none of the other cars could pull on the straightaway.
Been running pretty much the same wing all season. I can't. There's a limit to how far you can lower the wing, and you can't. If you go any lower, it's just completely undrivable. So the Porsche actually has to run more wing than most cars.
Well, great win. Love to see you up there on the podium, and that's really going to help you out with the Drivers' Championship here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see both the drivers and the team standings after this race. Only a couple to go. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
Well, again, congratulations to you and all the podium winners, and we'll drop you back down.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for doing the broadcast.
Oh, no, thank you. Great race.
Another good one.
Yeah, that was nuts. We keep getting good ones, Jack. So, yeah, as long as it keeps up like this, I don't mind watching the race. That's not a problem at all.
No, another enjoyable one, and love being here with you, Jake, as always, and I guess we'll catch you up next week. You know, I didn't even look where we are next week. Any idea?
Where were we today?
Road America?
Yeah, I always get Road America and Road Atlanta confused, which is they have nothing in common except for the names are similar. But yeah, so Road America, and we're doing the Super Pole and the endurance race. So that's where I messed up. I didn't see this one on our schedule.
All right, and you know, we're doing that Super Pole, and during the Super Pole, you know, next week, Jake, I think we're going to drag every driver up into the booth for a quick chat and give everybody a little bit of airtime. What do you think?
That's a good idea. No, that sounds fun. That sounds good, because we're searching for something to do during that qualifying time. So that's a great idea. Join us next week for that. That sounds like fun.
All right.
Yeah. Closing words. Final thoughts.
A great race.
Yeah.
You know, too bad for Sale Montgomery. Had a bit of trouble there, and I'm sure the CC committee will sort all that mess out.
Yeah, but that might be one of the only messes they have to sort out. That and the collision. There was a Lamborghini collision there. Taylor Cuppett and maybe David Maros was involved. Not sure. So, but not a lot. Nothing like last week. So, good clean racing by those guys, and we appreciate it. And thanks to everybody for watching. So Monday night, the Jordan 1991 F1 car. Al and Brad doing the broadcast then. That's Monday night at 9 p.m. and we'll be back Thursday at 9 p.m. for the qualifying, special qualifying for the endurance race 2 weeks from today. So catch you next week.